I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about I feel lonely without my ex. So if you're going through a breakup, you might be feeling incredibly alone, lonely, isolated, even depressed. And this is completely normal. As a matter of fact, you're probably having a lot of different emotions, and they're constantly going back and forth, and they're just fluid in and out of you, where one minute you're sad, then you're angry, then you're depressed, then you're scared, you feel alone, you feel confused a lot of times, you might feel restless or listless, all completely normal. You'll have difficulty eating, difficulty sleeping, just some of the symptoms that you're going to have from that feeling of loss of connection and that feeling of isolation. So I had an email from Brian, who's having a really difficult time with his breakup. So I'm going to get to that. And he says, "Hey Craig, I came across your channel a few days ago. Your videos have been so insightful and I cannot thank you enough. My fiance broke off our engagement about 3 weeks ago. She doesn't even want to talk to me or what's going on. She said, I can't do this anymore. She said she needs time to think. She took her clothes and is staying at a girlfriend's. I am depressed and I feel so alone. I don't have any family here. I have a few friends that work all the time, so I pretty much am alone." Alright, buddy, I really feel for you in that situation. I know what that's like. I know what that feeling's like, and it's very common to experience those things. Okay, loneliness is a very difficult part of the breakup. You know, especially if you were together in a long-term relationship where maybe you guys were living together and, you know, you made them the center of your world for such a long time. And then it's like that main source of support, that main source of love and connection is gone. And you can feel just completely empty, hopeless, alone, isolated. It's very common, okay? I want you to understand that if you're going through a breakup like this, we all go through it to some extent. And, you know, I want you to know that you guys aren't alone. There are so many people out there that are going through this at the same time right now, and you're not alone, okay? Now, let me continue with this email because he wanted to talk about some of the other things that are going on for him. He said, "Physically, I feel awful all the time. I haven't been able to eat, and my body aches." So what happens is our body releases chemicals that cause us stress, and we also have a reduction in the chemicals that make us feel good. So that combination really affects us. And what can be difficult, especially for you guys that have been in long-term relationships, is that you may have neglected your other relationships with your friends and your family, maybe for even years at a time. So it's important that you do find some people that you can talk to and that you can trust. I highly, highly, highly recommend looking into getting yourself a therapist, or if you're really depressed and anxious, go to a psychiatrist, get evaluated by a professional. There's no reason to suffer. I know there used to be a stigma that if you were on medication, you're crazy. That's just simply ridiculous and silly. It has nothing to do with that. Oftentimes, we have a chemical imbalance, and you just need the medication to help regulate that. I mean, if you have diabetes, you need to get insulin to feel better, to survive, right? If you have different medical conditions, you have to get on the medication to help you. Well, those kinds of medications are the same thing. There's no difference. It doesn't mean you're crazy if you go to a psychiatrist. It means you're normal and you're wise enough to know that you don't want to suffer. Okay? Let's put an end to that stigma because it's just silly. The medication is there to help you just as if you had a physical condition like diabetes or stomach condition or a heart condition or anything. Okay? One of the things that you also want to look at is exercising. It's so important to exercise because then your body will start to release chemicals that make you feel good again. And one other thing that you can do is simply spend a little time in the sun. The sunlight will actually make you feel a little bit better as well. Find a hobby or a sport you can play. You have to get back to doing the things that make you happy. Because you can't control other people. We don't know the situation. You don't know if your ex is going to want to work things out or not. Sometimes they feel trapped in the relationship and then they have a little time and space to think and they want to work things out again. But you have to show that you're a strong enough person to take care of yourself without them. Alright? So he has a little bit more to this email. He says, I toss and turn all night. I think that if I didn't wake up in the morning, no one would miss me. Alright. That's an irrational thought, okay? I'm sure there are plenty of people in your life that care about you. And sometimes it feels like, especially when you're depressed, it feels like no one will. But there are people that will, okay? It literally can feel like dying, like you want to die in the breakup. And it feels hopeless. I know it feels like incredibly lonely. You aren't alone in feeling that. I've felt that way before. I've had difficult breakups before. That's why I do what I do. That's why I do the coaching. Human beings are wired for connection. We need to connect. We need relationships. And my guess is that for some of you guys, you're having a real lack in that area. So it's even more difficult for you when you're going through a breakup. The most important thing that you can do for yourself, I believe, is to talk about it. Talk about how you're feeling. Talk about what you're going through. Don't unconsciously try and ignore it or sweep it under the rug. You're not going to heal. You have to feel it to heal it. You have to talk about it. You have to deal with it. It's simply the best thing that you can do for yourself. So find friends and family that you can trust to talk about it. Find a therapist in your area to talk about it. Or get coaching with me. You know, that is why I'm here. I care about what you guys are going through. I've been in this situation and felt like, you know, not knowing the answers, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do. And you have to find someone that you can talk about it. Now, a little warning, if you do go to your friends and family and ask them for advice on the relationship, they might give you bad information. Because I know what happens to most of you guys is that you go talk to your mom or your dad or your sister, your brother, your best friend, and they may give you a lot of conflicting information. You don't know what to do. And they'll, just tell her about how you feel. Oh, write her a letter. Oh, buy her these 2 dozen roses. Well, a lot of the times, in most of those cases, that's just going to make the situation worse. So, when it comes to the breakup, you know, set up an email coaching with me or Skype coaching with me. Let me help you, guide you through that process on, you know, talking about it with me, and let's come up with a plan together on how to help you. Yes, I am very busy, but I genuinely do my very best to get you guys in with me as soon as I can, and I have people that I work with around the world. It's absolutely amazing, and I just absolutely love hearing from you guys out there. I know what you're going through. I've been through what you're going through. You've heard of my other stories about, you know, I had so many issues going on at the same time as some of my breakups. I had my mom, who was terminally ill with cancer, and my ex-fiance was pregnant at the same time, and I lost my mom 2 months after my son was born. So I've been in those shoes. I know what it's like, and that's why I can empathize, and I sincerely want to help you guys. So if you like my message, just put a like on there so I know that you felt good about what I had to share and you'd like to see more videos like this in the future. Subscribe to my channel. I do post videos for you guys Monday through Friday. And when you want to get my help personally, it's so easy to do. Just go to my website, AskCraig.net. In the top right hand corner, you can schedule a session. It says schedule a session. Click on that. You can do email coaching with me, and you can do Skype coaching with me. Or if you have a video topic that you'd like me to see me do, on my main page is my email. Send me an email there, no more than a couple of paragraphs on a suggestion. So that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.